It's done.
What is?
Your turkey.
Hey YouTubers, this is Charlie. Welcome to my Ask Emergency for the Doctor Who Christmas special. You all had a lot of big questions about the Doctor's age, about Peter Capaldi, about the new regeneration cycle, so I thought it'd be fun to just answer a lot of those questions in a video. So I'm just going to read off your questions. They aren't in any particular order, but I condensed a lot of the answers because a lot of the questions were very similar. Number 1, Halo Lego Maniac asks, when is Series 8 debuting? So, Series 8 is going to be a fall 2014 debut. They haven't announced an official date, but it'll either be August or September. Number 2, the Red Creeper TRC asks, how do the Time Lords move the crack? So, the Doctor and Tasha Lem talk about how the Kavarians exploded the TARDIS, and the Doctor rebooted the universe. He basically healed it, and when he did that, it left this structural weakness. That was basically where the cracks came from. It's like the universe is like a piece of tissue paper now, and the Time Lords are just poking holes in it to try and contact the Doctor, to try and get Gallifrey back into the normal universe. So that's all they're doing. That's why it's so easy for them to make cracks and close cracks. Question number 3, Foldorf Pictures asks, when the Doctor was dying in the tower, did the Time Lords grant him another regeneration or 12 new ones? They granted him a whole new regeneration cycle. Remember, he burned one to become Peter Capaldi, so he has 11 more now, which should last maybe like 50 years, but who knows where the show's going to be in 50 years. Question number 4, Bob Greenwade asks, what did Peter Capaldi say after he appeared on screen? He said, I've got new kidneys, I don't like the color. He was referring to kidneys. Then he said, we're probably crashing. Stay calm, just focus. And then he looked at Clara and said, by the way, do you know how to fly this thing? Question number 5, Miralco6 asks, why does the Doctor reserve a new regeneration cycle, and why did they send him energy through the crack? So it's kind of implied that he got that regeneration cycle as a result of the things he did to save Gallifrey during the 50th anniversary episode. He's kind of like the Han Solo of the Time Lords. They think of him as like this scoundrel who just flounced the rules, but they owe him big, remember, because they all died in the original timeline. The reason they sent the energy through the crack is because the regeneration energy has to make physical contact with the Doctor, so they basically had to send it, Time Lord Express mail to the Doctor's mouth. Question number 6, Dark Winter asks, were the Time Lords just waiting for someone to mention the Doctor? Did they send him back in time to fix the cracks, or was that Amy's wish that he went back? Did Amy send him back in time? So the Time Lords were basically just waiting for the Doctor to say, pick up the phone, so to speak. That was like all about that joke about the phone. All they needed to do is just communicate with him and find a way to bring Gallifrey back. That's why they need his help. So that's basically what they're trying to do. They're trying to get him to pick up the phone. During the Big Bang, it was actually Amy that sent the Doctor back. They kind of explained that because she grew up next to that crack in the wall, she basically siphoned off this, weird universal energy. It wasn't really explained what type of energy it was, but remember, Melody Pond, when she was a fetus, was exposed to the time vortex, and that kind of gave her the Time Lord abilities that she has, so it's not too much of a jump to think that Amy Pond gained certain powers from that crack in the wall. Although it's kind of implied that because she doesn't go all Bad Wolf ever after that one episode, that she lost those powers after the Doctor healed the universe. Question number 7, Don Slippo asks, did the Doctor lose his memory or just parts of it? So you're talking about Peter Capaldi. Generally, Time Lords are very disoriented after major regenerations. It's not uncommon for him to just say, temporarily forget things. I don't think he forgot everything, but yeah, it's probably going to take the first couple of episodes of Series 8 for him to completely remember how to fly the TARDIS. There's probably going to be certain things that he forgets too. Question number 8, Manny Fabian asks, does Clara know the real name of the Doctor, and is that what she spoke through the crack, is what you're asking about? No, she doesn't know his birth name, but remember, the speech she gave to the Time Lords is basically the same speech that the Doctor gave her about his name during the Series 7 finale. He basically says that his birth name doesn't matter. The name that matters is the name he chose for himself, and that is, the Doctor. Question number 9, Michelle Sloaney asks, who is the woman who played Tasha Lem, and why could she fly the TARDIS? So that was Orla Brady. She's not the same person that played Idris during The Doctor's Wife, but there are probably a couple reasons why she can fly the TARDIS. One, she's like the leader of the biggest church in the universe, so she's probably really smart, and it's kind of implied that she had a sexual relationship with the Doctor in the past, so he probably taught her at some point. Question number 10, the Sherlock Avatar asks, are we looking at another Time War? So obviously you're implying if the Time Lords come back through the crack and Gallifrey's there, they'll start fighting again. Yes, that probably is going to happen, but they did not come back in the episode. Gallifrey is still in that pocket universe, but because the Daleks are still alive, if the Time Lords ever do come back, yeah, they'll probably start fighting again. But honestly, I don't think the show is going to bring the Time Lords back for a long, long time. Question number 11, Jojo Allen asks, Why did the Doctor age during the episode? Time Lords can age, just like William Hartnell basically regenerated because he got too old. That basically is what happened in this episode. They kind of implied that the Doctor was dying because he was so old. About halfway through the episode, when you see him in old age makeup for the first time, it's been about 300 years. By the time he gets to super old man age at the very end, I would guess that it's at least another 300 years after that, so I would say he's almost 600 years older than he was at the beginning of the episode. Question number 12. Shelby Larson asks, did the Doctor get unlimited regenerations or just one? So no, he just got a new regeneration cycle, and like I said, he burned one, so he basically has 11 more now. Even though it's implied that the Time Lords can grant new regeneration cycles, so theoretically he could just gain unlimited regenerations just by getting new cycles over and over again. Each time he regenerates, he gives off more and more energy. So this time, he said it was a whopper of a regeneration. So by the time he gets to say like his 24th regeneration, he might end up blowing up an entire galaxy. So there are consequences to regenerating past 12. Question number 13. BD Destro Games asks, why were the Silents working with the Doctor? Obviously, a lot of people were confused because the Silents were trying to kill him during Series 6. Those were a separate sect. They were called the Kovarian Silents. The normal Silents are actually just very neutral, and they follow the orders of Tasha Lem, the head of the church. Number 14, It's Just Marie asks, how long was the Time War on Trenzalore, and where do these events fall in relation to the 50th anniversary? So, like I said, about halfway through the episode, he says 300 years, and then he ages again, like a lot. So, about 600 years, I would say. And in relation to the 50th anniversary, just going from Clara's timeline, she doesn't really look like she's aged at all. So I would say this is within, at least a couple months of the end of the events of the 50th anniversary. Question number 15, Jake Bamford Eldson asks, how do you feel about the cameo at the end not being done by the original actress to play young Amelia Pond? And what's your opinion of the cameo using young and old Amelia and Amy? So the only reason they didn't use the original actress to play Amelia is because she's aged about 6 years now, so that child actor doesn't look anything like that original Amelia Pond, so it would have just been confusing for viewers. Overall, I felt it was really nice. The Doctor, the reason why we saw old Amy Pond is just because he's remembering her that way, but Karen Gillan was a favorite of mine, so I did really enjoy it. Number 16 and final question, Jake Adams asks, was that Capaldi's voice speaking the message through the crack? So you're talking about the, Doctor Who message. That actually really bugged me after the episode because, no, it wasn't Capaldi, but it's just kind of implied that it's someone on the Council of Time Lords. I did try to find a name for that person though, because I thought there might be a clue in there. So I don't have a better answer than that right now, other than it was one of the Time Lords. Thank you so much everyone for submitting your questions. Sorry I couldn't answer more. I didn't want this to turn into like a 30-minute video. I'll be posting a separate video that'll be a detailed breakdown of the Christmas special, like my Doctor Who 50th anniversary Easter egg videos. That'll probably post tomorrow. I still owe you guys a breakdown of how I think Sherlock survived the fall, so I'll probably do that video next, because I meant to get that out yesterday. So that breakdown of the Christmas special might end up posting on Friday morning. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. Don't forget, I'm picking a random subscriber from the comments below to just give away another Amazon gift card. I'll be doing that in every video for the rest of this week too, so don't worry, plenty of chances to win. Right now, you can click here to get my review of the Christmas special, and you can click here to get my top 5 Doctor Who Christmas specials, obviously not including the current one. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody get ready for Sherlock. High fives.